És per mi un luxe, és per mi un honor estar presentant a un artista impossible de presentar en 3 minuts. Només per dir alguna cosa del Peter, que suposo que tots vosaltres ja sabeu, és pintor, té una formació en pintura clàssica del segle XIV al XVII extensíssima, però continua exposant com a pintor. També és escriptor amb un llenguatge acurat, com el bisturí, diria jo, d'un cirurgià. És una persona, a més, que domina moltíssimes arts, és autor també d'instal·lacions, és videojockey, és autor d'òperes i director d'òperes, però quasi tots nosaltres el coneixem com a cineasta, com a director i guionista de cinema d'algunes de les pel·lícules que almenys a mi m'han marcat més i que ens han obert noves vies als que volem crear i als que volem fer coses en cinema.
I have long thought that most people, thanks to a very, very impoverished education system, that most people are visually illiterate. Now that, of course, is a provocation. I will follow that up. I'm going to ask you a question. Who of you actually think in this audience believe, in fact, that you are visually literate? Let me ask that question another way. How many people have been to art school? How many people have been to design college? How many people have been to architectural college? Please indicate with a show of hands. Put your hands up really high. I'm not going to count you, but I'm going to give some sort of idea. And it normally always works out about like this. In an audience of maybe 100 people or 1,000 people, probably something like 10%. 10% of the audience can actually claim to be visually literate. You know how it works. All over the Western world and probably all over the world, by the time you are 10 or 11 or 12, your teachers say, put away the canvases, put away the paints and the crayons, get serious. Now the rest of your life will be organized by text. Don't we really basically have simply a medium which is no more than bedtime stories for adults? Hasn't cinema degenerated really into no more than an illustration of the bookshop? Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, come on. These films? Of course they aren't films. They're just simply illustrated texts. But don't we really have, isn't that our definition of cinema anyway? We don't really have a cinema. Who's ever really seen a film? All you've ever seen is 118 years of illustrated text. The cinema is indubitably associated with the bookshop. When are we ever going to be able to cut that umbilical cord? I think the cinema is destroying itself because of 4 tyrannies. The tyranny of text, which we've already suggested. The tyranny of the frame. There's no such thing as a frame in natural history. It doesn't exist anywhere in any conceivable idea of nature. It's an entire artificiality. My third tyranny is the tyranny of the actor. Cinema was never invented to be a playground for Sharon Stone, but as an extended metaphor, that's what's happened. And the fourth one, it's very difficult to understand, and there are no cameras in the room, are there? We have to get rid of the camera.
I think that you have become in your work every day more radical, as you said. I mean, whereas a director of the Value of an Architect and The Cook, the Thief, His Wife and Her Lover, because you are just becoming every day more radical. Is that because you feel that there is no one else doing this which is so necessary? Or is that because you are not interested anymore in the kind of narration that you did in your films from the late 80s or early 90s?
Well, I mean, I obviously am not alone. There are a lot of other people who are, as it were, pushing the furrow. I think, you know, in Europe alone, there are over 5,000 film festivals. And if you are a continual, you know, aficionados of a film festival, you will see huge amounts of experimentation. The chances of you seeing these films outside of a film festival get less and less.